Hello, and welcome back to another match of the HyperLeague. Still in round 2, we are looking at the second game between HellsGeneral and kasokekioto. We saw HellsGeneral have a very strong, resounding victory in that first game after getting a strong resource lead, getting a handful of Tau warriors, fire warriors out, and just using their superior range to devastate kasokekioto's forces. Let's see how they do in game 2. Jumping right in. We see we're on Emperor's Valley with kasokekioto on the Dark Eldar and HellsGeneral on Chaos. These are both different armies than what they started with in the previous game, so we'll see how they do this time. Kasokekioto starting off with a bit of, again, not doing much just yet. Right there we see a plasma generator going down. Again, that was something that we saw in the first game of hers as well, going straight for the energy generation rather than any military production buildings. We do see a squad of mandrakes being built, however. Jumping over to HellsGeneral, we see that he does have a squad of cultists out. His Chaos Temple is going down to give him access to his Chaos Marines, and we've got another squad of cultists coming out, likely to go grab another point. Indeed, they're heading out to grab maybe that critical location, actually. That'd be an interesting first play of the game, to grab that critical location right off the bat. We do see another squad of cultists and another heretic coming out for HellsGeneral. Jumping back to kasokekioto, we see that squad of mandrakes is done. We got another plasma generator going down, and we got another tortured slave built. So the mandrakes are now heading out, perhaps to grab their first point. Bit of a change of direction there a couple times. Looks like kasokekioto is not sure where she wants to send them. That second plasma generator is down now. Again, those mandrakes not actually doing anything yet, just kind of running around right now. HellsGeneral getting another plasma generator down and building his first squad of Chaos Space Marines. This is going to put kasokekioto to a very strong disadvantage if she does not have out some additional units quickly. HellsGeneral does have 3 squads of cultists and is building his first squad of Chaos Space Marines, and indeed is already throwing his armory in. This will give him access to his upgrades and make him a very scary opponent indeed. See another plasma generator going down for HellsGeneral, continuing to make sure that he's prepped for researching those upgrades for his units. We do see that critical location just about grabbed now. He stopped for just a second on a strategic point, but perhaps re-grabbed it. And there is the critical location grab now. We see a relic being grabbed as well. So he is now, again, only... we are 2 minutes and 20 seconds into the match, and we see that HellsGeneral is at 32 requisition versus, sorry, I think that was 38. Yeah, 38 requisition versus 26 for kasokekioto. She continues to build more plasma generators. No hollow blood yet, so no warrior squads or access to her hero unit yet. We do see 2 squads of mandrakes out. One of them reinforced slightly, but certainly both of them could stand to be reinforced more. She is really low on requisition though, because she's only got the 1 requisition point grabbed so far. Did not decap that critical location. Got another squad of mandrakes coming out. Looks like kasokekioto is just a bit confused on how to play this army. We do see her decapping that point from HellsGeneral, taking away a little bit of his requisition and taking it back for herself. That is going to affect him a bit. We do see a heavy bolter turret going down for HellsGeneral. He's apparently concerned that there may be an attack coming soon, so he wants to get some defenses down. His Chaos Marine squad beginning to reinforce a little bit there, and actually with the aspiring champion out. Very interesting choice there to go straight for that rather than any sort of unit reinforcement first. We do see, again, HellsGeneral keeping the requisition low, not wanting to build any more than he has to, or not wanting to let that get any higher than he has to, rather. LP's upgrading his cultist squads, continue to move across the map. He could certainly upgrade them with their aspiring champions as well. Those mandrakes kind of, again, just continue to explore around a little bit. Tortured slave moving around here to the side. Not entirely sure where he's going just yet. Let's jump back to kasokekioto's base. Again, no additional buildings yet, just those 4 plasma generators. Odd choices here. We do see more points being grabbed by HellsGeneral. He's got a very clear lead at the moment in resources, but not quite as strong as he had in the last match at this point. We are approaching the 5-minute mark, and we could see the first conflict of the game here, possibly. Those mandrakes kind of teasing in, but then pulling back. Looks like they're going to go up and just decap that point. That could grab, indeed, it did grab HellsGeneral's attention. And he's moving up to try to stop that. He's not going to stop it from decapping, but he is going to get stuck into this fight here. Those mandrakes are going to cause a little bit of damage, but with the support of that aspiring champion and that marine squad standing out to fire in, they are going to cause a lot of damage here. So we do see those, again, those mandrakes are very strong melee combatants. They did quickly drop that squad of cultists, but that aspiring champion is proving to be a bit more difficult for them. And with that squad of marines firing in from the side, they are going to need to either fall back or just simply fail here. We do see some more squads of cultists coming in to support. The mandrakes are chasing the aspiring champion at the moment, letting all of HellsGeneral's forces continue to just fire in and wipe those mandrakes out. So, let's see, kasokekioto is down to just a single squad of mandrakes out in the field. Another one back at her base, but that is not upgraded or moving out just yet. Another tortured slave being built. Still, we do not see any listening posts down for kasokekioto. Very few resource points gathered. Okay, there is one tower of loathing down up on that forward point. Not upgraded yet. So she is at 44 requisition versus the 56 of HellsGeneral. This is actually rather surprising. HellsGeneral is now upgraded to Tier 2. Again, that will provide him with some really good tech. He does have his Chaos Lord being built as well, giving him another upper hand there. However, his requisition nowhere near as impressive as the previous game. He's running on a bit of a starved budget here. He's working to get some of those points back, but certainly nowhere near as strong of an econ game as he had in his first game. Kasokekioto still with no additional buildings built, no Hall of Blood down yet, no access to any of her actual good troop units, none of her ranged units or her hero unit, nor does she have anything down for researches or unit upgrades. Again, purely just plasma generators so far. HellsGeneral building his Chaos Sorcerer also now. That Chaos Lord coming out soon. So he's getting 2 of his hero units out. He does have several of his. He does have all his forces now moving forward to attack that Tower of Loathing. Kasokekioto did upgrade it, so it does have its splinter cannons on it now. It will be able to cause some heavy damage to those cultist squads. In fact, it may be enough to fight them off. We'll have to see how this goes. The aspiring champion is down. Those cultists are going to get rolled down very quickly here. And then we'll be able to start firing into those Chaos Marines, who currently have 2 heavy bolters. With the support of the Chaos Lord coming in now, they are going to be able to take down this Tower of Loathing. Simply not going to be able to cause no damage to it, and it's going to be focused on attacking that Lord as well. And indeed, even the Chaos Sorcerer coming to support. So that Tower of Loathing goes down. They will be able to decap that if they wish. Doesn't look like HellsGeneral is doing that immediately. Perhaps now he's moving in to do that. So with those heavy bolters built, by the way, those Chaos Space Marines will be able to stand back and fire from a longer distance, but several of them will not be able to attack because they won't be able to attack from the distance that the heavy bolters will. So we do see kasokekioto moving forward several squads of mandrakes across the map. Let's see, she does have a Tower of Loathing going down on that relic up in the top, moving her mandrakes around to grab some more points up top, looks like. Trying to stay in the resource game here. Got another Tower of Loathing down on one of the other forward points. Still, the one just outside of her base has not been upgraded yet, and we still do not see any buildings down for kasokekioto. Meanwhile, we do see some upgrades going down for HellsGeneral's troops. We've got Purge the Weak being researched currently. We've got some other of the upgrades down for the Chaos Space Marines also, and the Sacrificial Circle now down, giving access to the demon units for HellsGeneral. Got another Plasma Generator going down to help support the production of his Tier 2 and perhaps Tier 3 units. Meanwhile, he's got an upgraded listening post down on the relic up top. got a standard listing post finished building on the point that kasokekioto had taken from him earlier, and throwing down the upgrade to the LP2 on that. Got another listing post queued up to be built. So we don't see any other units coming out just yet, but we once again do see that very tight requisition play from HellsGeneral, keeping that total requisition build up pretty low, spending those points most likely on unit upgrades at the moment. So back to kasokekioto. We do finally see the Hall of Blood going down for kasokekioto. She has over 2,000 energy. That is a lot of energy. Again, with those 4 generators down, she's got access to a lot there. That could mean that she could very quickly transition into some vehicle play if she can get her Dark Foundry out quickly after this Hall of Blood goes down. And again, that could actually get her back into this game. She's got plenty of Mandrakes, a critical location being grabbed now. She could decap and grab the lower location, and that could start a countdown on her behalf that will put some pressure on HellsGeneral to act. We'll have to see if that happens, or if she's she may not be aware of the gameplay mechanic of those critical locations yet either, given that she did walk past the lower one earlier in the match. Looks like she is moving down with the squad of Mandrakes, perhaps trying to just scout out what's going on down here. Should fall back, and indeed is falling back now. Oh, but they get pulled back in and just absolutely burned down very quickly between the forces of the Chaos Sorcerer laying in his Doom Bolts into that force, as well as just the firepower of the Heavy Bolters from those Chaos Space Marines. Jumping back to HellsGeneral's base, we do see the Command Veteran upgrade going down. That will increase the power of not only the Aspiring Champions, but also the Chaos Sorcerer and the Chaos Lord. You see a bit of an uncharacteristically high requisition run for HellsGeneral there, but he attacks it back a little bit there with another upgrade going down somewhere. Not entirely sure where that's at the moment. Looks like it was upgrading his LPs to LP2s. Good choice there to, again, increase the requisition that he's getting, as well as just further fortify those areas. He's up to 119 requisition versus the 62 requisition of kasokekioto, who, by the way, does have one squad of warriors out. Very unfortunate there. She should have let those Mandrakes go in first and tank up some of that firepower. She does have her Archon being built and another squad of warriors coming out after that. Excellent combination here. That could actually put her back in the game. Once again, that Archon will be able to tank against those large forces. We do see the Dark Foundry going down. Again, that's exactly what we want to see from kasokekioto at this point. If she can get a couple of vehicles out at this point, that will let her fight back, and she has plenty of energy generation to do that. We do see a squad of Khorne Berserkers out for HellsGeneral now. Again, thanks to that Sacrificial Circle down and his other upgrades. We see some more Plasma Generators going down, as well as Heavy Bolter Turret on the side to help defend his flanks. We also see Plasma Pistols and Power Swords going down for his Aspiring Champions. We've also got a squad of Horrors being built. Those will be able to deep strike into an area of the map. Once again, Khorne Berserkers, for those who are unfamiliar with them, they are Chaos Space Marines who are dedicated to the Chaos God of Bloodshed. They are very strong melee combatants, not so great at range, but again, devastating in close combat. We do see that Archon squad moving out with 2 of its Incubus built, and the Warrior squad built up a little bit here. Those Warriors running forward into that Withering Firepower, that was a very unfortunate decision. They should have held back. That Archon's not going to last very long by himself now, and indeed gets whittled down very quickly. We do see a squad of Hellions being built from the Dark Foundry. We're going to want to see some upgrades going down for kasokekioto, getting a hold of a Raider, or perhaps getting a Talos out, if she's actually going to be able to really capitalize on that energy that she's got. Another squad of Warriors out. She is continuing to grab more points. That said, HellsGeneral is grabbing that second critical location. That is going to start a countdown if kasokekioto does not move out soon to try to counter that. HellsGeneral does have 2 full squads of Chaos Space Marines out, one supported by the Chaos Sorcerer, both with their Aspiring Champions. We do see a Tainted Auspex down as well. Actually, I'm sorry, that is not. That is actually soul energy for the Dark Eldar. My bad there. We actually see Tier 3 being researched for HellsGeneral. We do see the Horror Squad is ready for deep striking as well. There's the victory countdown begun for HellsGeneral. Got another squad of warriors out for kasokekioto, and we see Mandrake infiltration going down. That will give all of kasokekioto's Mandrakes invisibility, which she will need. HellsGeneral will need to actually have either cultists or throw down some tainted aspects from his Chaos Lord in order to see those. Because at the moment he does not have them out. I don't believe the Chaos Sorcerer can detect infiltrated. Maybe he can. Actually, he can. So the Chaos Sorcerer can indeed detect infiltrated. So as long as he stays in this area, those Mandrakes will still be visible. So we'll have to see here. So we do see a slave chamber finally going down for kasokekioto, upgraded with the soul generation upgrade. HellsGeneral is moving around, perhaps for a first fight here. Those Hellions are moving in to fight again by themselves against that large of a squad. Didn't really stand much of a chance there. Yeah, kasokekioto is in a really bad position at the moment. She just simply does not have anybody to tank, and without anybody to tank, and indeed those Hellions are really good in close combat, but getting stuck in against another squad of elite melee combat units, not going to hold up very long, especially given the amount of firepower coming in from the back end here. We do see HellsGeneral moving in his forces, causing a lot of damage here. It's not looking like kasokekioto is going to be able to recover from this. She is continuing to do stuff on other parts of the map, but we do see those horror squads deep striking in now, being able to cause some good damage. Mostly strong against vehicles, but we'll be able to cause some good damage against the buildings anyway. This is going to be the end of the match, most likely, though. There's, the only way that he is not going to continue to go in HellsGeneral's favor is if he decides to pull back himself, which would be very unlikely. He has reached Tier 3, continuing to upgrade. He's, in fact, about to upgrade his infiltration for his Chaos Space Marines. That's going to make all of them invisible. So if we switch to kasokekioto here, in just a moment we're going to see all of those, all those Chaos Marines just vanished. We're going to see her production buildings all wiped out pretty shortly here. It's not going to get down to that take a whole victory for HellsGeneral. Quite simply, all of the production buildings will be destroyed before that happens. So again, not quite as strong of recon play from HellsGeneral as we saw in the first game of this round, but still very strong general play, good unit composition, good tactics, and a victory for him. That will be a 2-0 end of match against kasokekioto. Victory for HellsGeneral. Again, let's jump out to the score screen and see what the breakdown was. Alright, so again, we do see a bit of a better military score from kasokekioto this time, scored an 85. Let's see, but looking at the breakdown, we do see, again, actually once more, kasokekioto creating more units overall, but again, just improper micro of them and generally poor unit composition caused them to get shredded by the forces of HellsGeneral. In addition, looking at resources, we see once again HellsGeneral sweeping that. Not doing quite, again, as pointed out, not doing quite as well this time on making sure that he spent all of his requisition, but still doing decently. kasokekioto actually did much better on requisition in terms of spending it this time, but once more put herself at a severe disadvantage by not building any unit production buildings for the vast majority of the map. By the time she got her Hall of Blood down, HellsGeneral already had very strong presence across the map and a strong army force that kasokekioto just couldn't build troops fast enough to really overcome. And finally, looking at technology, and this is where we see a lot of, again, what caused HellsGeneral to really dominate in this match. He had 12 researches down, 8 unit upgrades, superior unit reinforcement, more points captured all around. His troops were just simply better equipped for those fights. So once again, congratulations to HellsGeneral for his first victory in the season in terms of actual match victory. Of course, he had his default victory in round 1, but always good to actually have a quote-unquote legitimate victory under your belt. Better luck next time to kasokekioto. Again, decent showing for her first round. We've certainly seen some other people on their first rounds who definitely stumbled a bit and had problems getting going as well. So hopefully we'll see a bit of an uptake and some stronger play from her in future matches. Thank you so much everyone for watching. If you've liked what you're seeing, certainly subscribe to the YouTube channel and keep an eye on this playlist for additional matches going up as the HyperLeague continues. We will be seeing more matches later on. Thank you again for watching, and we will see you next time.